Welcome back to the QoR swatching series, in which I swatch the entire range of QoR. This is episode 5, and in this episode we're going to be looking at the cooler reds and also the pinks, and I can't tell you how excited I am about these. Just like these two colors really excite me, as well as I love all the colors here. So let's get on with finding out what colors we got in this episode. We have the Pyro Red Deep, which is made with PR264. The permanent Alizarin Crimson, which is made with PR177, Quinacridone Crimson, PR122 and PR206, Quinacridone Red, PV19, and then we have the Quinacridone Magenta, which is made with PR122. We start off with the Pyro Red Deep, and again, like the last episode where we saw the Pyro Red Medium, this is a very intense red, but it's slightly darker, it's a little bit more muted. Let's bring the Pyro Red back. So this is the Pyro Red Medium that we saw in the last episode, and this is the Pyro Red Deep. Now you can see definitely that this is the warm color, this is the brighter color, this is a little bit more cooler, this is a little bit more darker color. This is definitely more of the vamp red than the Pyro Red Medium. It's probably a little bit too bright for anyone to be able to carry it off, whereas if this was a lipstick, it'd be very popular. It's a gorgeous, sexy red kind of color. As you can see, it has a very strong Mast Stone. And you get decent gradation, but you do, again, because it's a pyro color, you're going to have cauliflowering if you're not careful with your water control. So definitely be careful with it. If you're not confident with your water control yet, then maybe don't go for this color yet. Go for like the cadmium ones first and get used to using that first and get better at water control first. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bit frustrated with this. But as soon as you get good at water control, this will also be a good one to gradate with. It's not going to be a problem. You just got to be a bit more careful than other colors. It is classified as a semi-opaque, and I would agree with that. Somewhere between semi-transparent and semi-opaque. Classified as staining, yes. I would say this is quite staining. You're definitely not going to get white paper back with this. It's a very good glazer, which is a very nice thing to have. It is another color that's very high in tinting strength, so you get this intense color mixes. Not much difference with the cream rose because the two colors are pretty similar, but you get this really hot orange with lots of texture happening. Definitely like a blood orange skin color. What I mean is the skin of a blood orange. I hope that makes sense. And then you get this gorgeous purple happening here. It is really nice. It's a deep kind of purple that has a lot of texture and a lot of interest happening. It is made with PR264, which is the Pyrrole Red Ruby, which I am grateful that this one's easier to pronounce than the Daikito Pyrrole Red that we had earlier. I love this dispersion. It's just like, So you get this Mast Stone happening here, which is quite matte in texture, but then you get a lot of granulation, flocculation. I'm still not quite sure the difference between those are. You get this gorgeous texture happening. You see here? The reason why I say it's probably flocculation rather than granulation is because you get these textures happening here that are more to do with, yeah, I don't know, because I would say this bit is granulation. If you have any visual confirmation on what flocculation and granulation is, like a really good source, please do let me know, because I'm still like, I know granulation, but I don't know what flocculation is. Like, I feel like this is flocculation here, but then this is granulation over here. Maybe it does both, who knows? But it's gorgeous. I really hope this camera can capture how bright, it's not a bright red, but it's an intense red. It's, if they could make fabric this color in like velvet, then it would be the most stunning dress ever. That's the kind of color we're talking about. It's a rosy red but deep color, and then you get the haloing happening all the way out. It'll probably go quite far out from here as well. So that's the Pyro Red. We then look at permanent Alizarin Crimson, and this is definitely got a lot of texture happening here. I wouldn't say it's flocculation. Again, you see like here where it looks like I don't know, a cloud texture kind of thing. I would say this is like flocculation. I've not found a good source on a definitive reliable source on granulation versus flocculation, but I would think this is flocculation because this isn't texture created from granulation, but we will see. Anyway, in terms of permanent alizarin crimson, this is a gorgeous deep wine red color, really good. It's quite transparent though compared to the Pyro Red Deep. Pyro Red Deep has a more flatter matte look. This has got more of a transparent look, and you get moody textures happening here. Again, it is prone to cauliflowering, so just be careful with your water level, but otherwise you're going to get pretty good wide range of values from this color. It is classified as transparent, and I would agree with that. It is classified as staining, and I would also agree with that. Not the best at glazing. You get this lot of texture happening where it lifts and it doesn't lift, and yeah, so it's not going to be quite fun to glaze with. It is a high tinting strength. The Pyro Red Deep was very high tinting strength. This is more like a high tinting strength. It's definitely going to create strong mixes for you, but not quite as strong as the Pyro Red Deep will. It is made with PR177, which is the Anthraquinone Red. So obviously, it being permanent alizarin crimson, it's not the real alizarin crimson. It's a hue. And it does some crazy stuff in the dispersion. I love like how much texture is happening here. You definitely get, and I would say that like you get some brown coming through here. But yes, amazing. You're going to have a wild time if you do a lot of dispersion painting stuff with this color. Then we have the Quinacridone Crimson, which I would say is a halfway between a red and a pink. It has, and a purple, like mixture of all those things. You get a nice deep red wine color here, but you definitely get more pinkish hues coming through. But the Mast Stone also has a little bit tint of violet happening. It's a very complex color that is beautiful. It does gradate well, but it is prone to cauliflowering. So again, watch your water level with this. It's classified as a transparent color. I would agree with that. Classified as staining, it's very staining. Like you're not gonna get much of your paper with this one. And because of that super staining power, it's actually very good at glazing, which is really nice because it's a nice transparent color that's very staining. You're going to get nice clear layers and you're going to have an easy time. So if you want to do a lot of glazing with your purpley pinky reddy color, this is a really good one. It's certainly the best one out of the lot. In terms of color mixes, gorgeous textures happening with the orange. The purple is nice and intense, and just it's just a gorgeous color, really. It's a high tinting strength, so you're going to have a lot of fun mixing with your other high tinting strength color and get nice intense mixes. It is made with PR122, which is the Quinacridone Magenta, which is going to bring you that pinkish hued undertone that it has. And then the PR206, which is the Quinacridone Burnt Scarlet, which is what's bringing that kind of dark, deep, kind of violet-y, kind of muted red pink color. In terms of dispersion, the Mast Stone disperses pretty well, pretty large, and then you get this gorgeous delicate pink halo happening on the outside. And then we have the Quinacridone Red, which I have to say, it's such a pretty color. I really hope it comes across in the camera. It's a gorgeous intense pink. I know it's called Quinacridone Red, but I would definitely call this pink. It's so bright as well. QoR doesn't have an opera pink color. This is definitely the closest one to that. It is just such a pretty pink. I know it's weird to classify a color as pretty something, but I love this color. So it is, I would say, it starts off quite reddy and quite more cooler color, but then you get this really intense pink happening here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Definitely go for it if you like your pinks and you like your colors high tinting strengths. It's so good. I'm just trying to think of something that I can relate to this color, but I would say that the main character in Legally Blonde would love this color and would wear it all the time. That's the kind of pink we're talking about. It's such a cute color. It is prone to cauliflowering though, so you're gonna have to watch your water level, but then you'll get some really, really pretty gradation and mid-tones and mast tones and the lightest tones happening on your paper. It's such a strong color though, so definitely pretty strong if you want to use it in a landscape. It's really going to stick out. But if you are into your illustrations and you like your bright illustrations, then this is going to be a really good color to go for. I mean, look at the colors it mixes. It's such a cute palette, and I would dare say this is probably going to be a good one to try mixing with more other colors and maybe use it as a mother color to create a palette that's just really intense but girly and cute. Definitely a great one to try mixing with. It's high tinting strength, so if you have your quins and thalos on your palette, then it's going to play really well with those colors. It is classified as transparent, although I would say this is at least a semi-transparent, if not semi-opaque. It is classified as staining, and I would agree with that. And it's pretty decent. I don't see the box, but I do see some unevenness on the top layer. So it's debatable whether it's a good glazier or not. It is made with PV19, which is a quinacridone violet. And I just love this. I just love this color so much. It's got the Mast Stone happening here with lots of cauliflowering. That's actually really nice texture. And then you get this intense pink color. I just love this color. It will definitely go much further than this box allows. It's probably going to go very far. So if you are looking for a really high flowing, high dispersion color, then try this one. And then finally, we have the Quinacridone Magenta. So this is the magenta color. And this is definitely a violety magenta. I see a lot of violet, cool undertones coming through from this paint. It's with the Mast Stone, I would say it is definitely like a violety pink rather than the Quinacridone Red is much more warm, reddy pink is the Quinacridone Red, and then the more violety pink is the Quinacridone Magenta. And the purpliness comes through a lot in the medium tone here, the mid-tone here, and then the lighter tone here, whereas the Mast Stone is a little bit warmer than the rest. It does, again, prone to cauliflowering because it's a quinacridone color. All quinacridone colors, you do have to be careful and confident with your water control. Just dab your brush on a tissue or a kitchen towel or a towel before you put your brush down, and you shouldn't have these cauliflowering happening. As you guys know, I don't control my water levels so finely, so that if a color is going to cauliflower, I can show you on here. But with good water control, you will get a nice wide range of values happening on your gradation. It's classified as transparent, and I would agree with that. It is classified as staining, and again, I would agree with that. It is a good glazer. It's nice transparent color that's staining, so you get nice clear layers, so you can very clearly see the edges of the bottom layer, but it's a nice even coating on the top layer. It is high tinting strengths, and you get nice strong mixes. These colors, I would say, are like fresher color. It's cooler color because the Quinacridone Magenta is leaning more towards the violet. So the violet you get is a nice bluey violet rather than a reddy violet we got with the Quinacridone Red. This is more of a warmer violet. This is a cooler violet. And you get the same with the oranges. This is a much more hotter orange. This is a much more muted orange. If you fancy trying these amazing core colors, but you're not ready to put the financial commitment into buying you know, relatively expensive colors, then I have the dot card for you. This month's dot card is the companion dot card to this series, and this one is the warm colors of QoR, and I picked 8 of what I think are the best colors that QoR has in their warm color range that doesn't double up too much with the previous colors. If you like to receive this and save loads of money on not having to buy 8 tubes to try them, then all you have to do is go over to patreon.com/Oto Kano and sign up to the appropriate tiers. So that's it for this episode. Which color was your favorite? Was there any color that you changed your mind on through watching this video? Do let me know in the comments below. I think it's very obvious which one of these colors I like the most, and that is the Quinacridone Red. It's so pretty, and I love pretty colors. Maybe that's not the best way to pick your colors, but I definitely can't help myself pick colors just because I love them. The Pyro Red Deep is also a gorgeous, gorgeous choice, though. It's a nice, intense, vampy red. Really nice. Nail polishing this would sell very well. So I would say, for me personally, these two are the 2 colors that I'm most interested in. If you like a lot of textures, though, the permanent Alizarin Crimson definitely brings you a lot of flocculation. I'm going to decide until someone gives me a good source that this is probably flocculation. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks again to QoR for supplying these colors for me. I just love this color. I need to buy more of this color. I need this on my palette pronto. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at the violets, so do look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Links down to where you can buy all these paints are down below. Amazon, Blick, Jackson, please use them if you can, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. No, bye.